you like the technical backdrop to this thing. The Browns will be responsible for paying the $16 million, once again, to Brock Osweiler, but the team started free agency with just more than $100 million in salary cap room. Okay? Accounting for an additional $16 million is not that difficult under the cap, though it's a significant cash cost. It is. To make the deal work, the Browns couldn't just take Osweiler and a second-round pick and give up nothing. The team has exchanged 2017 draft picks. Houston gets a 4th, Cleveland a 6th. So there's part of this conversation that deals with the salary cap and fair trade, I guess you could put it, as far as sports teams are concerned. And so they want to kind of make sure that you're given fair value. They don't want you to buy, the league, when I say the league doesn't want you to buy picks. They want you to give equal commodities for each other. And so the way that the Browns are trying to get around this, the Browns and the Texans are trying to get around this, is swapping picks. So Houston gets a 4th-round pick and Cleveland gets a 6th-round pick. But that's bullshit, and everybody knows it. That's all that is. That's bullshit. Here's the breakdown. The Browns essentially bought a 2nd-round draft pick for $16 million and acquired a quarterback that they can evaluate or perhaps even trade, and likely to reduce the cash obligation in the trade. But okay, let me break that down one more time, and why I have a problem with 2 or 3 different parts of that. The Browns essentially bought a 2nd-round draft pick. Stop right there. I mentioned this in the first segment of the show. A 2nd-round draft pick ain't shit. I mean, if you hit, it's almost like hitting the lottery. If you hit, it could be a good pick. But why would you think that the Cleveland Browns, and even if you are the Cleveland Browns, why would you think, based on your history, that you're going to get a pick in the 2nd round to justify giving the Houston Texans $16 million based on your history of picking? I would understand if you were like the New England Patriots and like every damn pick that you make seems like it hits. I would understand that possibly. You know, there's more chance than not that you're going to make a good pick in the 2nd round. But you're the Cleveland Browns. Let me continue with that one statement. The Browns essentially bought a 2nd-round draft pick for $16 million, second part of that statement, and acquired a quarterback they can evaluate or perhaps even trade. Stop right there. Stop right there. Stop. The Houston Texans evaluated this man for a year. They gave him $37 million based on a couple of spot starts for the Denver Broncos the year before. And within 1 year, they're trying to get rid of him. Shouldn't a freaking bell go off in your head? They've already evaluated him. They've already evaluated him. The Texans did the evaluation for you. This doesn't add up. You're not evaluating anybody. You're not going to evaluate anybody. They evaluated this man through OTAs, through training camp, through preseason, and an entire year. An entire year. And after that evaluation, they said, please, can you take this nigga off our hands? Let me continue with that one statement. The Browns essentially bought a 2nd-round draft pick for $16 million and acquired a quarterback they can evaluate or perhaps even trade. Just talked about that. And likely reduce the cash obligation in a trade. So here's that whole other notion, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. The whole other notion is that you picked up a commodity that even if he doesn't pay it out, you find out real quick that he can't play. You know, even if that 2nd-round pick that you wanted to get, you realize that maybe that's not going to hit, so you need to try to move this deal. So the third mind of thinking is that he's a commodity, so we can trade him to another team And maybe if they don't want to take the trade and pay him this $16 million, be on the hook for $16 million, we can do some type of sign and trade where we'll pay part of his salary, and the other team in the deal will pay the remaining part of his salary. So it's not really $16 million. Maybe it's $8 million or $9 million. I ask you this question. Why the fuck do it then? It makes no sense at all. It makes no sense at all. It's mind-blowing to me, man. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. It's mind-blowing to me. Like, this almost seems like one of those, what team was it that the NBA came in and, like, took over? Maybe it was the Pelicans. But they were doing so bad, and it might not have even been in basketball. It may have been in baseball. But, like, the league actually came in and like took over operations. They were like, y'all screwing this up so bad, man. Just give us the damn keys. It's almost like a drunk driver. Like the Cleveland Browns, like a freaking drunk driver. Somebody needs to step in and take the keys away from the Cleveland Browns.